Alrighty, Kosovo Crisis 2.4, the disintegration of Yugoslavia, 1990 through 1995. A couple things we're going to be talking about in this unit, in this section. The key questions. Number one, what were the consequences of the breakup of Yugoslavia? So what happened as a result of Yugoslavia falling apart? And number two, why did Yugoslavia fall apart? Now, if you are looking right on in here, it might be a good idea for you to look at some of the chronologically key events of what's going on in the Balkans. This timeline give you kind of a picture of where you are going. But we're going to go right into the content and stuff that I've already talked about. There was little doubt that the inflammatory nationalistic rhetoric and actions of Serbia was part of the reason that the Yugoslav states are wanting to break down. If we look back, remember through history, when Tito was in charge of Yugoslavia, he cracked down on Serbian nationalism and really any form of nationalism at all. Once we're going to get Milosevic coming into power in Serbia and putting his puppets in place, so they've got 4 of the 8 votes, a lot more Serbian nationalism is going to be becoming a part of Yugoslavia. So Yugoslavia isn't really about Southern Slavs anymore. It's much more about Serbia. So if you're in a place like Croatia, for example, and you've got to be like sending money to Yugoslavia, that really is going to Serbia. If you're going to be serving in the military of Yugoslavia, you're really serving in the Serbian military, and you're a Croat. You don't want to be serving in Serbian military. You start seeing yourself much more as your own ethnicity, with your own nationalistic fervor, and that's one of the big reasons that Yugoslavia really started to fall apart. So that second question, why? Serbian nationalism that was inflamed by Milosevic is one of the big reasons Yugoslavia starts to crumble. Also, apart from the desire to ensure the well-being of Serbs as a whole, the relationship that had existed from 1990 between Serbs and Croats was a rocky one. Serbs and Croats did not exactly get along well. Historically speaking, you've got a number of tensions going on, and that's going to cause a lot more problems. We're going to see this when Croatia starts to break away from Yugoslavia with the conflict that goes on there. We're also going to see this in Bosnia with the Bosnian Serbs and the Catholic Croats in Bosnia as well. A lot of the fighting and the conflict that happens in Bosnia when the breakup happens. Croatia wants to leave the Yugoslav Federation. Many ethnic Serbs living in the borders of Croatia are like, nope, not a fan of this at all. So you can see on this map right here, the pink is going to be Croatia. The darker pink is going to be the Serb majority areas. So when Croatia wants to break apart, those places are saying, if you do this, we are not going to do this. We're going to stay a part of Yugoslavia, effectively splitting Croatia into two, something the Croatians do not like. So it's going to be Tudjman is going to be victorious in the 1990 general election. The Croatian parliament is then going to change the status of Serbs in Croatia from residents of the constitutional nation. So residents are in that country constitutionally having all the same rights. Now they're a national minority. The police inspector in Kinnan, Milan Martinc, forms a separatist body called the SAO Krajina. This is a Croatian-Serbian organization that is totally opposed to Croatia breaking away from Yugoslavia. Basically is going to say that if you vote to break away, we're going to stay apart, and we're going to form our own country, with the Republic of Serbia and Krajina, as you can see right here. Krajina, J in Slavic is a yeah sound. So Serbian Krajina right through here. Both Tudjman and Milosevic are going to decide that force was going to solve their problems. This is going to bring us to the Croatian War in 1991. You can see the bombardment of the old city of Dubrovnik right here in Croatia, where the Serbs sat on top of the hill and basically blasted away the cultural treasures of the old city of Dubrovnik. The Croatian War of Independence is going to set the scene for greater conflicts in Bosnia, Kosovo, and then the entire Balkan region later on. Remember, Balkans, kind of a bit of a tinderbox. Brutality was common on both sides during the Croatian War. It's not just the Serbs attacking the Croats. The Croats are also attacking the Serbs in a very brutal way. We can see right here again pictures from the old town of Dubrovnik. Just being destroyed. This is something that a lot of Croatians are very upset about, even to this day. When I was in Croatia years ago, when I was in Dubrovnik, the person who was giving us our tour talked really fervently about the anger she had towards the Serbs because they destroyed what they viewed as their cultural city in Dubrovnik. Slovenia is going to break away as well. The Slovenes had counted on the international community kind of stepping in and preventing fighting, and in this they were correct. the international community did really step in. Slovenia is kind of like the one Balkan country that's probably the most Western European in its kind of setup and the way they are. So there's much more kind of an influence on those countries to get involved. Also, it's just geographically closer to the rest of Europe, right through there. During this time, there's going to be the 10-day war when Slovenia is talking about breaking away and starts to break away. This is going on at the same time that Saddam Hussein was invading Kuwait. So the international community is much more interested in Kuwait and what's going on right through there. And basically no one is watching what is going on in Yugoslavia. Both Slovenia and Croatia are now going to be independent, and this is going to set the stage for a more bloody conflict in Bosnia, which is going to be the most bloody of all the breakup states in Yugoslavia. So this is really about Yugoslavia falling apart. Bosnia is the most diverse of the Yugoslav republics, therefore is going to be the one that's going to have the bloodiest crisis as it starts breaking apart. Some of the primary sources, which we'll talk about right through there. Now, Albania is going to be repressed, and that is something you need to understand. So we've got Kosovo. Kosovo is going to be the region that was an autonomous region within Serbia. However, it was ethnically Albanian. And that's going to be causing a lot of problems, as we've already mentioned a number of times. So Slovenia and Croatia are going to break apart at this time in 1991. People in Kosovo now have an really kind of a out of the fire into the frying pan sort of choice. Should they remain part of the Yugoslav state, which means they're going to be under the control of Serbia, something they do not want, or should they strive to make it and basically make it work, or should they try to go at it alone? Again, something they're really not prepared to be doing because they just simply do not have the ability to do that very effectively. So they're kind of between a rock and a hard place. The adoption of special measures to control any dissent in the province to separate from Serbia. So Kosovo, there's going to be measures set in place to stop Kosovars from dissenting against Serbia, against Yugoslavia, and they're going to be sent into the region. So they're going to basically militarily effectively stop them from trying to break away. A week later, Serbia's parliament is going to dissolve the Kosovo Assembly and took measures to ban the Albanian language, media broadcasts. So basically, they're trying to kill any form of Albanian nationalism going on in the region. This is something that happens throughout the world a number of different times when it comes to controlling an individual region, especially when that region you could see some conflict going in. If you kill the culture, it is a lot easier to kill the individuals. One defining feature of culture is language. So get rid of the language, you can start destroying the culture, start destroying their ability to break away. In September of the same year, many of the same delegates who had gathered in July to declare Kosovo an independent republic are going to meet again in secret. They're going to draw up a constitution for the Republic of Kosovo. So basically, they're saying that we're doing this whether you want it to or not, and that's really how they're going to go. The Albanians are going to hold a referendum in 1991 to make Kosovo an independent state. They're going to claim 99% of the vote in favor. Now, you can look at that 99% and think a number of different things. Wow, that was really overwhelming. Or maybe this wasn't actually the fairest of all elections. The LDK right here from its Albanian name, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce, is the Democratic League of Kosovo. And they're going to be playing a major role in the crisis, and you can see that as you continue with the reading right through here. This man is going to be important, Ibrahim Rugova. He is going to be the initial leader of the LDK. He's going to believe that he can win independence of Kosovo without force. Okay, he wants to go about it in a peaceful way, political way, not using force. Many in Kosovo are going to be saying, dude, you are wrong. We've tried this. It's not working. We need to be violent. Bosnia is going to be carved up and thousands are going to die in Bosnia. Bosnia is a major, major crisis, and it's located geographically very close to Kosovo. And there's going to be a low-key, a peaceful approach going on in Kosovo. When they had the Dayton Accords signed in Ohio 95 to end the crisis in Bosnia, Kosovo is going to be totally ignored. And this is something that a lot of people in Kosovo were not happy about. There's a peace conference going on between the Bosnian Serbs, the Croats, and the Bosniaks, and the Serbs in Serbia. Why not bring Kosovo into this mix as well and let them figure it out right there at a peace conference? It's something that's not going to be really very happy country. Rugova is going to be elected president of Kosovo, the Republic of Kosovo. Self-proclaimed. Serbia is not recognizing them, saying you're part of our country, therefore you're kind of in rebellion. But he's not going to be granted international recognition. He's not going to be invited to the Dayton Accords. And a lot of people in Kosovo are going to be looking at this and thinking more radical measures are needed because your peaceful way is simply not working. In 1999, Kosovo is going to be attacked by Serbia and is going to be defended by NATO. Again, so at this point, when there's actually an attack, NATO is going to step in. Again, Rugova doesn't really do much when it comes to violence. He's going to be passive resistance in what's going on in the world, and he's be talking about this, all be peaceful, be peaceful, be peaceful, kind of ignoring what's going on in neighboring Bosnia. So he's saying we need to be peaceful, we need to be peaceful, we need to be peaceful, but then right next door, there are some really traumatic, horrendous things happening, and that's going to be important. The world did learn some lessons from Rwanda, and those lessons are going to have an impact on what's going on in Bosnia and what's going on in Kosovo. This is one of the major reasons that the world would get involved, and NATO is going to get involved in Kosovo in 1999 because they kind of saw a repeat of Rwanda. They realized they really screwed up by not getting involved in that situation, and this is a way of kind of righting a wrong. Granted, if you were to go to Rwanda, they would probably say that this isn't going to right the wrong at all, or the international community is trying to make up the case. Right here is going to be talking about some of the reasons why this might have been a case, number of different reasons, what's going on here. Just kind of understand that as well. The Serb minority is going to object to the situation, which might leave them as a minority in an independent state. The Serb minority living in Kosovo, when it's an autonomous region of Serbia, they're okay with that because they're still a part of Serbia. When they're a minority living in a region or in its own independent country, they're no longer part of Serbia. That's problematic. They do not want to be there. The Bosnian War is going to be fighting because Croats and Serbs living in Bosnia wanted to annex Bosnian territory and create their own state. So the Catholic Croats in Bosnia wanted their own country. The Bosnian Serbs wanted their own country. And it's going to lead to a crapshoot of fighting. There's going to be a policy of cleansing large areas of Bosnia from non-Serbs. Again, the word cleansing, ethnic cleansing, genocide. Start killing them because we don't want them here. Get them out. We can deport them. We can kill them. It doesn't matter as long as they're not here. We've got to clean Serbia, okay, or clean Bosnia-Herzegovina. Make it clean. Cleanse it. Get rid of the non-Serbs. After the war, the International Court is going to equate these actions with genocide, and some of the perpetrators were charged with crimes against humanity for genocide, okay? This was a genocide. Understand that. Ethnic cleansing. The war in Bosnia is going to be the bloodiest conflict in Europe since the Second World War. In case you didn't know, it was really not a good thing. Obviously, it's kind of being talked about right through here. Understand the significance of these different things right through here as you were going through and doing this reading. Make sure you understand right here NATO's use of airstrikes, the declaration of safe zones for Muslims in Sarajevo and these other different cities right through here. The siege of Sarajevo, which goes on for like 1,400 days straight. Understand the different things going on right through there. They are important. Understand this massacre that takes place in 1995. And understand the breakup of Yugoslavia. Or not Yugoslavia, of Bosnia as a result of the Dayton Accords. How we're going to be forming the two distinct countries within one country as a temporary solution that's ultimately going to still be around today in 2020. It is also important to understand that Bosnia, what's happening in Bosnia, is going to be impacting Kosovo. Rugova, with his idea of peace, is kind of known as the Gandhi of the Balkans. Whether or not you believe that's accurate really is beyond the point. He refuses to back the Croats, though, in a rebellion against the Serbs, and this ultimately is going to stop. He's not going to be preventing ethnic cleansing in Kosovo as well. Bosnian War made many in the situation in Albania fear that Serbian nationalism is dangerous and it's going to ultimately grow unchecked, which is going to cause a number of issues, ultimately leading to more crisis going on. In 1996, we're going to get the KLA, the Kosovo Liberation Army, is going to begin a series of attacks on the Serbs, and this is going to set the stage for an escalation in Kosovo. Basically, they do not like Serbian nationalism. They view it as a threat, and they're going to kind of do it as a preemptive strike, so to speak, right through there to stop it from getting any worse. Going on right through here, that is the end of the chapter. Next, we'll be talking about the intervention and course of actions. If you have any questions, comments, put it down below. Otherwise, see you later. Good luck.